Hey everyone, it's Raid Kitty, and I'm here with my Raid Kitty s'mores. And today we're going to be detailing the shopping market district that I created in the last episode. I am sorry that it has been a while since I posted an episode. I've been super busy fixing my desert build and working on this, and just life happens. So I am super glad to be able to get back into City Skylines and give some content. So what I'm doing here, if you remember, is I created some actual, it ended up being local and organic produce. And I created some actual functioning stores. And now I'm going to be placing some prop stores or some prop marketplaces that I think will finish up the area. So I'm using a lot of the vanilla assets, and I'm also I downloaded some, what's the word I'm looking for? Like some tents in the workshop that I've included down below in the asset list, or the mod list, I guess. So what I've done is I've added these all around. I'm going to go around, I'm going to do section by section each of these areas. And here what I'm doing is I want all these tents to be white, and I cannot select a color. I don't have that option at the moment. So I'm using the reset object button and move it until I get the white that I want. If you don't have move it, what you can do is continue to place the object until you get the color you want. So you'd place it, delete it, place it, delete it, etc. So one of the things is there is not that many vanilla assets as far as like food places and stalls go, but if you decorate them up differently and interesting, I think you can kind of get away with it. So here I'm using the grocery cart stall that I've talked about before, and I'm using that as a tent, some kind of like a stall or a tent. In this case, they're going to be exhibition tents. They're not going to be holding grocery carts. I think that they're actually really large for grocery cart stalls, so I would rather use them this way. One of the things I really want to do in this build is give people a lot of places to sit. And so even though people aren't going to be walking up to these different stalls, I thought, having them there just continues to add a sense of place. And I wanted a lot of them. If you've ever been to like a swap meet or a county fair, there is so many people selling stuff. Even if they're literally just selling the same thing, they're everywhere. And so I really wanted to make sure that I showcase that. So each of these little places is going to have unique little features. And I think that, having it seem walkable is important. Most of these paths are never going to be used, but I want to place them there anyway. I love the little ice cream cone. Find It is such a great tool. If you don't have it and you're looking to detail, Find It is a great way. I would have never found the parasols, this little spinning ice cream thing. I love it. And so I recorded this before a lot of the new trees came out. Actually, not a lot of the new trees, before any of the new trees came out. So I'm a little sad that I didn't get to use any of those, but I like the trees that I have. So I'm not super worried, but I think it would have been a lot of fun to have played with the new trees. And honestly, I'm a little sad since the airport DLC was released. I haven't actually been playing a whole lot. I've been rescuing my desert build. which I'll explain more when my next episode of the Desert Build comes out, but I had a huge computer issue. It's all fixed now, but dang, was that hard to fix. And so what I've done with these the little ramen things, like I drove through it, is I actually turned them backwards. So the signage is, in these case, facing the other direction. So it looks like a different asset, I guess. And so I've turned it backwards and it kind of just mixes it up a little bit. And then these ones are turned the correct direction because they face that way. I wish there was a blank one instead of it said like ramen or yakisoba noodle or whatever it says on it. And then here I'm placing the benches as tables, since low tables don't really exist as far as this game goes. And now we're just going to go through and we're going to put unique little things to sell in each of these. As you can tell, I'm really struggling. There aren't that many unique little assets that fit, or little props that fit in these tents. So I was using some very odd things. Like, you're never going to find people selling like sandboxes at the county fair. Also, another thing to consider is console players and vanilla players are never going to really be able to zoom in far enough to see these, right? I did this for my own benefit, that I have to put each of these tents down and put things that they're selling in it. No. But do I think that it was worth it? Oh, yeah, I really, really do. It just like, look at this. It just comes to life. I love it. Oh, I'm so happy with it. And a lot of this build is just me going through Find It and attempting to find things, you know? I couldn't find anything I really wanted at times, and, you know, that's okay. I just go through and I enjoy looking at all of the props. So one of the cool things I found is that the tour bus stops, in my opinion, look like lemonade stands. So once I discovered that, I sprinkled them everywhere because they're like a whole nother stand, not something I would actually ever really consider using. And, you know, I appreciate the people who are still around, I don't know, almost 10 minutes into this video. Detailing at this level of detail is not everybody's interest. Hi, Joy. Go check out Joy Builds Cities. She's a detailaholic that loves her landscaping. If you're enjoying this video, you should go check out hers too, after you watch the rest of mine, of course. But yeah, I seriously appreciate every single person that is still here, because I know that detailing at this level is not everybody's forte or not everybody's interest. Or if it's their interest, they don't want to watch someone do it, and that's okay. I just ask that if this isn't your forte, that you check out some of my other videos. That's part of the reason why I left the detailing videos at a whole separate thing, is I find detailing so much fun, but it can get a little tedious at times, and I completely understand that. All right, so now in each of these, we're going to continue to place some things down. Some of the little props that I found that fit really well is there's some small plants that typically get spawned with houses. There's bird houses. There's a couple of times I just put vending machines. I was like, you know what? They're just gonna sell soda. I think a lot of the time I was just throwing clutter in. At some point, you just gotta throw a clutter in. If I wanted something there, clutter. I did a lot of scrolling and scrolling and scrolling through Find It. Also, just like in all of my other builds, lots of trash cans. I think part of the reason I put so many trash cans in is when I was younger, I played Zoo Tycoon. And in Zoo Tycoon, if you did not have enough trash cans, trash just absolutely accumulated. And I hated when trash accumulated. So I would just throw trash cans down. And in this game, trash doesn't accumulate in the same way, but I'm still ingrained to put trash cans. Or like in Sims 4, if you don't have a trash can within like any semblance of reach of the Sims, it's gonna like yeet it on the floor. And then it gets gross. And I'm like, you know what? No, no, no. I like trash cans. Not really. Not a huge fan of trash cans. Kind of stinky. But in this version, I like trash cans. Also, yes, the little tiny paddle cars. So cute. Oh, this is also where I learned if you put the firework thing down, it shoots off fireworks in the sky. So don't put down the fireworks. It like will shoot them off. I mean, you can. It's really cool if you want to make fireworks. But when you're not prepared for fireworks, it's kind of scary. So this is where I start to use the shopping cart receptacles as tents. You can see down the middle on this one, I stuck the benches, and then I went through and actually put trees around there, and then I put a sign on the outside. Because I feel like they're about the same size as that shop behind it, the open tent on the right-hand side. And that's meant to put shopping carts. So I'm like, you know what? We're just going to use it for this. And I think honestly, that's part of the fun of, getting to dig in and having a good imagination is we're taking what the game's giving us and using it in a way that maybe it wasn't intended, but it completely fits. So in your own builds, don't be afraid to do something like that. If you see an asset and you go, wow, that really looks like, this, use it as that way. It's your game. Do whatever you want. Like, for instance, here, put in clutter. Because I feel like you would have clutter. You'd have a big trailer where they'd get all their fruits and vegetables from. Also, I just love trees. I don't have a lot of trees where I'm from. I mean, I do, but they're very brown. Hence the desert build. Lots of cacti. But you've heard this story before, I'm sure. Also, for people who are still hanging with me, so this was part of a collaboration under City Planner Plays Discord server. If you have an idea of something that you would like me to build and detail thoroughly, let me know down in the comments. I will do my best. Hi, S'mores. S'mores says, play with me. If you're like, wow, I really wish she would build a fairground. And, I would love to do a mini series on building something for you. So hit me up. I'll even put it in the workshop for you. I think that would be a lot of fun. Sorry, S'mores was wanting attention. She is the least loved kitten ever. She has never received any food. She is not continually mentioned on YouTube. So sad. If you cannot tell it with sarcasm, she is very loved, very sweet. I give her lots of pets. Also, I'm thinking about doing a mini series on some mods where I make like a 5 to 10 minute episode about how to use a specific mod and how I use it in my builds. If that's something that you would be interested in, you should totally let me know in the comments. I like how me reviewing what I did to build this has turned into me asking for ideas. But I feel like right now, me placing trash cans in places to sit, not a whole lot to say. Here, though, what I'm doing is I'm taking the building that I plopped in and I'm extending it. So I took the seating that was in that building and I brought it out. And now I'm taking the exact same hedges and I'm bringing it out as well. And so I'm extending that space so it looks like it's one big space. And I'm going to do the same on the other two as well, is extend that seating area and extend that business's footprint a little bit out into the park, or I guess into the fairground, and just kind of complete that space, right? And again, if I haven't said it before, lots of places to sit. Especially when I made in what I consider to be the world's largest fairground. I know it's not. I've received a lot of positive feedback from my group that this is in fact a decent footprint size for a fairground, but I still feel like it's really big. Also, I think I literally just placed like the little yellow do not like safety barriers as things to sell because I'm running out of props. Oh my gosh, and snowman, little dog park things. Oh my goodness. You could tell I really ran out of stuff to place, but I love it. Oh my gosh. No one's gonna know anyway. No one's gonna look that closely. So I'm really sad because this build is coming to an end. I think I have maybe 2 more episodes, potentially 1 really left. That was a lot of fun. I had a really good time. It takes so much work to put in. I mean, I probably spent 18 or 20 hours at the low end on this fairground. What I'm probably going to do, I was talking to a couple other builders, is I'm going to go on to this save and I'm going to take just the fairground. I'm going to delete everything else, take just the fairground, and I'm going to attempt to upload the map with the fairground to the workshop so that people can use Move It to copy it themselves, because it's not truly a park. So I don't think I can just be like, oh, download this park. I think I can save it like a template or something. I don't know. I'll have to look. But once that comes available, I will let y'all know in another video in case you want to either go explore it and see, maybe I'll make a little game, make a little search and find. Not that you'll win a prize, but, I'll pat you on the back and say, good job. That could be a prize. I don't know. Praise is always nice. But yeah, so I'll put that up so you guys can have it yourself, use it as a template, put it in your own city. I don't know. Laugh at how laughably large it is. And so now what I'm kind of doing is I'm filling in spaces around the park assets that exist with some trees. I could leave some empty space, but I didn't really want to. And I want to make sure that there's lots of seating, apparently right by the bathroom, the back of the bathroom. Oh, no, that's a restaurant. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'm giving that Ramada a little bit of privacy because, again, they're right by the bathroom and more trash cans. And then one of the things I like about prop and tree anarchy is being able to place props. I mean, that's the whole point of it, right? Being able to place props within assets. So I love taking the, what's the word I'm looking for? It's really late here when I'm recording this. I like taking the plazas. There we go. And extending them. Like I said, by putting tiles and then putting additional seating. And then in the plazas, I like putting additional seating too, because I feel like there's not enough. Also, I placed a ridiculous amount of seating right there. Like that. Thank you. Glad I deleted that. I'm going to fill in some of this area too. Apparently, I'm just everywhere today. Thanks for sticking with me, friends. Oh my goodness. Thank you for sticking with me. Also, I'm going to give the shout out now. If you're not subscribed to my channel, and if you want to see more of my content, I got some great stuff coming out. I've been taking part in Sunken Ships Challenge. That video's up, was a lot of fun. I have some really fun plans, like I said, for a mod series. My desert build's getting ready to make a comeback with a vengeance. I just hit 100 subs, so there's a 100 sub special coming out. Just feel free to hit that subscribe button. It means a lot to me. If you like this video, which means you stuck with it, bless your souls, feel free to leave me a like. Talk to me in the comments. I am never very far away from my phone. Take that as you will. Leave me a comment. I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this for fun, and I'm doing this for you guys. So leave me your feedback. Leave me your advice. Leave me your ideas. And let's see what we can build together, right? So this is what I was talking about extending the plazas, is taking the tiles and really expanding the seating areas, making it seem like a whole area. So I'm going to enclose this entire area with this tiling and make it all part of the same plaza. So we're going to take the same trees and the same tables, and we're going to expand. Also, this is where I got completely distracted and I deleted the stadium, and you get to see what I put there next time. So subscribe, hit that bell so you can see. And then we're actually right after this going to build a beer garden, which I thought was so much fun. That's something I see at a lot of events, at a lot of event spaces, is a beer garden. So I had to put one. There's this big old empty space over here I need to fill. All right, now on to the beer garden. Yeah, so I'm going to put the beer garden signs, and then we're going to lay some tables down. Here we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to enclose it in because, of course, you're going to want to ID people before they come in. And you're going to kind of want it to be its own little private personal space. And then we're going to use the network multi-tool. We're going to add a node, and we're going to open a space in the fence. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take some of the same types of stalls that we've used before and make those like the beer vendors. Beers, food, etc. And you can see, like I talked about, I turn them backwards. And of course, we want some non-alcoholic beverage choices and food choices. And I'm going to use the big screens where you can place televisions. Well, of course, they're big screens, so they're televisions. But you can watch sport games, maybe stream the concert that's going on. Lots of fun. And I'm putting little barrels. That's where the beer comes in. Gonna place some tables. And now we're going to landscape to give it a little bit of privacy, especially for these poor Ramadas that are right there. Gonna want a little bit of privacy from the potentially rowdy sports watchers. Well, that's pretty much it from me today. I'm just going to place a couple last benches, but I think that we're at a place to call this good. I've already said my spiel. I've already told you guys to like, comment, and subscribe. So I'm just going to tell you to have a good night, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.